Welcome back to the Pitch Pod, everyone. I'm Jeff, and joined beside me is my trusty co-host Joe Janner. JJ, how you doing this evening?
I'm just doing all right. My voice is a little rough, but I'm here and the show must go on. So looking forward to the conversation in this edition of the Pitch Pod.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, thanks for powering through for everybody.
Do what I can do, man.
Doing what you can do. That's it. That's
So
what it's
JJ
all about.
does.
Well, we got a big one this week. This Friday coming up, we got Tottenham Spurs, one of my favorites, going against Man City, the former powerhouse team that won the EPL last season. And it's going to be a fun one. There's some injuries on both sides, so neither team is in top form. But, Joe, what are some initial thoughts you have going into this match?
You said former. I think that, like, really, they're could win this competition as well. I mean, it's going to be tough, though, getting through. Haven't had a lot of success recently at Spurs in the newer state. I look at their winless in the last five and failing to score in several of those, if not all. And so maybe this isn't their competition. Maybe this is where, or you could say maybe the Spurs have an opportunity. This is some hardware for them to hurt. I think that's always the ongoing joke is how can the Spurs not win anything this year, but could start or could stop, I suppose, with how they do this upcoming match. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw that stat as well about 5 games lost at Tottenham Stadium.
Yeah,
So
significant.
So you would think, yeah. So you would think Spurs would have a big advantage here. Just who are some threats that maybe Tottenham has on the offensive side as they go to Man City? Because we know Man City, we know they have threats offensively. I mean, one hand's not enough to count them, and we'll get to that. But on Tottenham's side, who are some people that you could see kind of break out and have a big game here?
Well, I think this season, a lot of Spurs supporters, I think, have to be happy with the fact that Carlson has been contributing, has been a little more consistent as far as scoring. So I think that would be one that I'd be looking for. Again, how these sides and what they decide to do with the selections being this FA Cup competition versus league will be interesting to look and see what both managers do as far as their starting lineups and everything. But I think that Richarlison would be the one that I would look to see if in a big game he can then produce. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely been stepping up in this time period, especially when Son's been missing. He kind of stood up and took a leadership role and found the back of the net. So yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah. Now, on the other side of the coin, Man City, we got some things going on here. I'll just briefly mention it's not confirmed. We don't know anything yet, but based on some expectations to return, based on social media posts from Erling Haaland himself, there's speculation that he's going to get in this match. So that's pretty exciting. But not only just Erling Haaland, KDB is back. If you want to take a moment and address that.
I think the talking point or something to consider is how well that they've done without. And the fact that they, again, shows you how stacked they are as a club with their talent levels. But yes, having KDB back in the lineup, you saw it in the last competition, significant difference. And then, yes, Haaland, goal scorer. What does that do for them in a game like this that they need to show if they can reverse their fortunes, if you will, away at Spurs has not been, like we talked about in the last five at all. So what a great opportunity. Not going to start, right? I mean, still being his first game back from injury. If he gets in, could it be a 15-minute stint? I don't know. I don't know what the plan would look like exactly, but it would be a great opportunity just to get his feet underneath them, get back in a high-level competition in an important match. Looking forward to seeing what he does.
Yeah, I think he mentioned himself he doesn't feel in top form or 100% by any means, but still able to contribute. We saw him last game. I believe he was in for less than 25 minutes. As you said, he's not starting. And within that time period, he had 1 goal, 1 assist.
Amazing. mean, you look at it and go, wow. I mean, how much or how difficult would it be to say it's not one of the most significant players, if not in the English Premier League, but I mean in the world. I mean, I don't think it's not a conversation or it's ever been a label or a title, but I think it just really goes to show what the level of play. I think maybe almost to some extent, do we take his abilities for granted? I don't know. I don't know what the consensus is across all media outlets and other places here, there, and everywhere about what he does. But maybe it's almost one of those you'd almost think it's at times not quite enough. Jeff, what do you think? Do you think he gets quite the recognition that he deserves?
No, I don't think he does. In fact, I think he should have been in discussion for the Ballon last year, which he wasn't. Holland gets a lot of credit, and he deserves it. It's due. But what about KDB, right? Man City with KDB being out, yes, they're as you referenced, they're still in good position, but Liverpool's at top of the table, so they're no longer number one. Now, KDB being back, they have time, and it's going to be an interesting run towards the end of the season here to see what they can do at Man City. I'd be a little nervous if I were Liverpool, to be honest. I think they're coming. I think they hear the horse steps right behind them. They hear it, right? So that'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But nonetheless, it's exciting being a KDB fan. I'm glad he's back. I can't wait to watch this game. Anything else we need to address, Joe? Or are you ready to head to the predictions?
I think it's worth mentioning if we're going to get into the predictions, Jeff, that I also want to congratulate you from our last episode. You got it perfect, nailed it. The 1-1 draw, Fulham versus Liverpool. So well done. I think that's going to alter the table and it's going to change the way things are to start this season 4. But I just want to make sure you got it well acknowledged. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I believe that puts me at 6 since I nailed it perfectly, and Joe's at 3, so all is right in the world again. Thank you for that, Joe.
We'll look at this opportunity then this week to get back. Jeff, do you look at their previous matchups that we've talked about several times within this episode about that and go with it? Or do you say, nah, this is where the tides turn. And this is an opportunity for Manchester City to really show that they're the better of the two sides, whether they're away, whatever competition it is, and get the win. I got to go that way. I really got to think that this is them, Manchester City, getting away from the run of form, at least in this competition, with this opposition, and they're going to be able to pull off a win. I got them winning 2-1.
That's a fair prediction. I could definitely see that play out with possibly KDB getting one of those goals. So yeah, I could definitely see that playing out. That's a good prediction. I agree. I don't think that this is going to be a win for Tottenham, but I think that this is going to be a draw. I think we're going to see multiple goals in this match. So I'm looking at a 2-2 draw here. Yes, they have the home field advantage, but both teams are so banged up at this point in the season, and neither of them are at their top playing performance wise. So yeah, I think a 2-2 draw is a pretty fair result, and that'd be a fun game, a well contested match that I think all our viewers would enjoy tuning in to see.
Like I said, I think them playing both willing to engage in an open contest and just going for it could be both of their objectives, and that could lend itself to having, like you suggest, multiple goal scorers. So it could be a good result. Could be interesting to see how that goes. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and until next time. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you like what we bring you here at the Pitch Pod, please do us a favor, hit that like and that subscribe. Don't forget, we're available on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. Thank you everyone, and keep pitching out there.
In a game, the round ball, round posts, anything can happen.